So hello everyone, good afternoon. How are you all? So guys, we are back with the 25 questions session in which we have all those questions which are previously asked and also these are most expected ones. So let us see who all are present. So we have Utkarsh, Ankita and all the candidates who are present here. Good afternoon guys. What is the first question of the day? Here it is. The question is, on which fundamental hydromechanical principle does an automobile hydraulic brake system and hydraulic lift operates? So is it Pascal's law, Archimedes principle, Bernoulli's principle, or is it Boyle's law? As we have taken similar type of question in the past class. This is day 12 and on the day 11th I had the similar type of question and I think so that everyone can give the correct answer. And yes, Utkarsh is the first one to give the correct answer. The answer is Pascal's law here. Absolutely correct. So here, what is Pascal's law? We know that the pressure applied to an enclosed fluid is transmitted undiminished equally in all directions throughout the fluid. Hydraulic advantage: the small force on a small piston produces a very large force on a larger piston, where force is equal to pressure into area. Now guys, whenever we link it with the pressure, we know if there is change in the area, there will be the change in the pressure. And the perfect example can be when we used to fill a cooler in our childhood days. It was like if you are holding the pipe normally, there was some different pressure. And if you used to press it a mouth of the pipe, the pressure used to be different. So that can be linked with the area part again. So absolutely correct. A was the correct answer. So it's widely utilized in the automobile hydraulic brakes, hydraulic presses, and heavy lifts. So that's from the Pascal's law. Next. Next is when an object falls freely under gravity towards the earth in the absence of air resistance, what happens to the total mechanical energy? So let's say if you are dropping something. Now guys, when you drop something, at this time the value of g remains constant. We all are aware of this thing, right? What is g? We are talking about acceleration due to gravity. But there are certain things which actually differs, like its velocity changes. Apart from that, we can say that its kinetic energy and the potential energy both are varying. One increases, another one decreases. But the mechanical energy is the sum of the potential and the kinetic energy, which always remains constant. And yes, Ankita and everyone who has given this answer, you all are correct. It will remain constant throughout. The total mechanical energy remains conserved, that it is same. So mechanical energy, that is total energy, is equal to the sum of potential and the kinetic energy, which remains constant during the free fall. But yes, you need to remember that if kinetic energy is decreasing, the potential energy will increase, and if potential is decreasing, kinetic energy will increase. In short, the total sum is going to remain conserved. And we know the law of conservation of energy that states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but yes, it can be transformed from one form to another, right? Okay, so this question can be asked in another way also. So the question can be framed in a way that, let's say there's a object that you have thrown upwards, and when that object is at the topmost point, at that time what is the maximum kinetic energy? So at that time the kinetic energy is zero basically, and this time potential energy is maximum. So for that I need to explain it using this graph. Just have a look. So when the object is thrown, it's like this. So at the topmost point, at this particular point, the object will stop for a while. Just see, this pen stopped for a while, then it came back. So at the top point, velocity is basically zero. And since velocity is zero, we are aware of the formula for the kinetic energy. And what is that? Kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. So we know velocity is 0, half m into 0 square will be 0. So at the topmost point velocity is 0, but at the same point potential energy is maximum. And that just before touching the ground, the kinetic energy will be maximum, and at the same point potential energy will be 0. Similarly, in the midpoint, kinetic energy and the potential energy will be same. So this is all about the law of conservation of energy, and at all the points these questions are framed again and again. So yeah, that's correct. Okay guys, so let's proceed with the next question. The next question is, which optical mirror is specifically used by dental surgeons to obtain an enlarged, erect and clear virtual image of patient's teeth? So will it be convex mirror? Will it be concave mirror, plane mirror or cylindrical lens? So what do you think? So the question is actually from the mirror So obviously your answer cannot be lens, right? So now you have used your three options. First of all, if I'll go with plain mirror, so guys, its power is zero. That is, there will be no magnification. So it is of no use. Again, that's wrong. But here we have a trick. And the trick is very simple. In the examination, you can remember it. Just count the number of letters. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 number of letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 letters. Guys, which is greater? 6 or 7? 7 is larger. So, yes, 7 is bigger than 6. So, we can say the bigger images will be formed using concave and 6 is small, so smaller images. So, if someone asks you about the side mirrors of your car or your bike, the side mirror or the rear view mirrors, they are basically the convex. And if someone is asking about the headlights, ENT doctors, that is ear, nose, throat doctors, they are using the mirror that is actually of concave. And similarly, dentists also use the concave mirror. So yes, you all are correct. And here the correct answer will be option number B. I guess this part is clear. Utkarsh, Ankita, anyone, if you have any doubt or queries, please let me know. And yes, again, I'll repeat the same thing. Guys, these sessions are important because it gives you clarity what kind of questions are framed in all the RRB and SSC examinations, and these are from the previous year papers. Next. So here we have explanation as well. After the ending of the session, I'll share this PDF in which you will find the detailed explanation along with the questions. So virtual and enlarged images, when the object is placed between the focus and the pole of a concave mirror, upright, enlarged and virtual images formed behind the mirror. Erect magnification, so dentist hold the mirror close to the teeth, so tooth lies between the focal distance, within the focal distance, and convex mirrors always forms diminished virtual images, and where we can use it in the rear view mirrors or the side view mirrors of the vehicles. Right, next. The next one is, which type of electromagnetic radiation is emitted by standard household TV remote controls to send signal codes to television receivers? So is it UV rays, gamma rays, radio waves or infrared rays? You have four options. What should be the answer? Guys, if you'll see your TV remotes, you'll find a small sensor above the remote. Guys, when you just press that key, so after pressing the key, you won't find any ray there. But if you will just check it via mobile phone's camera, you'll find that there's a color also, right? So these are infrared rays which are present there. So option number D, that is infrared, is the correct answer. And Ankita, Utkarsh, both of you are correct here, right? What's the next question? Infrared radiation, electromagnetic radiation with the wavelengths longer than the visible red light, which is greater than 700 nanometer to 1 millimeter. So infrared rays in the televisions is there. So TV remotes use infrared light emitting diodes to transmit binary optical pulse signals to the sensor, and non-ionizing radiation that cannot penetrate solid walls. If I'll just try to use the TV remote from another room, it won't work. In the same room, TV remote will work. So it's talking about that solid obstacle. You can link it with the wall. Next. Sound waves are mechanical longitudinal waves and cannot travel through which of the following environment? Solid steel bar, gaseous air, liquid water, or outer space vacuum. So you have four options. Tell me what should be the correct answer. Ankita has already given the answer, I guess. It's D. Okay. So guys, what do you mean by mechanical wave? So mechanical waves are the ones that require medium for the propagation. Mechanical waves actually require the medium for the propagation, and medium can be solid, liquid or gas. Guys, longitudinal wave means when the wave propagates in the x direction, particles propagate parallel to it, right? So if a wave is propagating in x direction and particles are propagating parallel to it, we'll say that the waves are longitudinal in nature. So since it requires medium, solid, liquid, gas are the mediums, and the only option that is here, vacuum, will be the correct answer. Sound doesn't propagate through vacuum because sound is a mechanical wave. That's correct. Okay, so this is also done. So D is the correct answer. So sound requires a material medium that is solid, liquid or gas to propagate via particle collision, and vacuum, there are no particles to transmit mechanical vibration, so sound speed is zero there. Electromagnetic waves, that is light or radio waves, can travel through vacuum. Next. A passenger standing inside a moving bus falls forward when the driver suddenly applies brakes. Which physical law explains this motion? Inertia of rest, inertia of motion, law of action reaction, or law of universal gravitation? You have four options. So what should be the correct answer? So Ankita, Utkarsh, and all the other candidates who are present in the class, please try to answer. And if you are wrong, I'll surely explain you there. Ankita saying answer will be A. Okay. So see, first of all, you need to remember, or we'll say you need to understand what is inertia. This point, that is inertia, it's the resistance to change, right? It's the resistance to change. So Ankita, you need to focus on the question. A passenger is standing inside a moving bus. Where he is standing? Inside a moving bus. Now, since the passenger is standing inside a moving bus, so bus might be moving with some velocity, right? Let's say the velocity of the bus is 50 km per hour, for example. So the person inside the bus will also have the same velocity, which means the person is in the state of motion, right? So person wants to be in the state of motion, but now according to the Newton's first law, let us try to link it. If a body is in a state of rest, it wants to remain in the state of rest. If a body is in a state of motion, it continues to be in a state of uniform motion until unless an external force is applied on it. So this person was in the state of motion, and suddenly when the brakes were applied, the lower portion of the body that was attached with the bus, it suddenly came in the state of rest, but the upper portion was still in the state of motion. So he tends to move, he tends to fall frontwards. So here, this is the point you need to remember. What is the initial stage there? So if he was in the state of rest, we link it with the inertia of motion, inertia of rest. But this time, since he was in the state of motion, so we'll say the answer will be inertia of motion. And Utkarsh, that's great that you have given the answer in the first go. And Ankita, I'm damn sure next time you won't be wrong. Is it okay? So that's the reason I always say these sessions are important so that you can understand how questions can be asked in the examination and where we people can get wrong. And we must click on the correct answers because we are aware of all these things, right? Perfect. That's great. Okay. So let's move forward. So inertia of motion. So an object in motion continues moving at constant velocity unless acted upon by an external force, net force. Inertia of motion. So when the bus stops, suddenly the passenger's lower body stops with the bus flow, but the upper body tends to keep moving forward. That was the point. Achha, one more thing. Newton's first law is taken from where? So that's taken from the law of inertia. And who gave it? So it was given by Galileo, right? So Galileo, that's done again. Let's move forward now. Okay. Why do tiny falling raindrops naturally pull themselves into a perfectly spherical shape in the air? I know you all will give the correct answer. So I'll just move aside. Please try to answer this. Yeah, that's correct, Ankita. Here's Galileo. What about this? Utkarsh is going with A. Okay. So the answer is surface tension. Absolutely correct. So guys, what is the answer? The answer is surface tension. No doubt about it. That's right. So tensile force acting on a liquid surface that causes it to behave like a stretched elastic membrane. Just have a look at this part. So it is trying to get the minimum surface area. So for a given volume, a sphere possesses the minimum possible surface area. Cohesive intermolecular forces pull water molecules inwards to minimize the surface area, right? So yes, option number A was the correct answer here. In which of the following physical media does sound travel with the maximum velocity at 25 degree centigrade room temperature? Is it gaseous air, pure water, solid aluminum steel, or vacuum space? Guys, sound. It's a mechanical longitudinal wave. Mechanical means it needs the medium to travel. And if I'll just compare the speeds, so first of all, let me check the answer. Ankita is the first one to answer this, and the answer will be D. Fine. So Ankita is saying it will be D. What about Utkarsh? Utkarsh, this is basic one. At least you must answer this. And all the other candidates who are present in the class, please start answering. And all the candidates who have joined here, please like the video and subscribe our channel. Fine. Okay, so Ankita has already given the answer, but Ankita, sorry to say, but you are wrong here. What was the question? Let's have a look at it again. In which of the following physical media does sound travel with the maximum velocity? And just 2 or 3 questions back, you gave the answer that sound cannot travel through vacuum. So how sound can travel through vacuum? Sound can never travel through vacuum because sound is a mechanical wave, right? So here Utkarsh is going with C, and that's correct. Why? Because if I'll just go with the sequence order, the sound speed is maximum in the case of solid, then liquid, and then gas. So the speed of sound will be maximum in the case of solid. And here, that's the gaseous part, this is the liquid part, and this is the solid part. So we'll go with option number C. Understood? Okay, so now this time this is clear. So it was asking about the maximum velocity, and maximum velocity will be in the case of option number C. That's great. Next, so the speed of sound depends on the medium elasticity and density. The solid propagate sound fastest. Sound speed in aluminium will be approx 6420 meter per second. No, you need not remember these values, but this is just for the knowledge purpose. In the water, it is 1498 meter per second, but yes, you need to remember this value for the case of air. It's 346 meter per second. So solids have much higher bulk modulus and elastic rigidity than fluids. Next. What is the correct chemical formula for washing soda used in laundry detergents and for removing the permanent hardness of the water? So is it NaSCO3? No. So that's the baking soda. It's asking about the washing soda. So that is Na2CO3.10H2O, and that's the option given here. So option number B is the correct answer. Next, what color? Oh, 1 second. What color change occurs when blue litmus is dipped into an aqueous solution of ethanoic acid, that is vinegar? So it is going to turn red, yellow, bright green, or it will remain unchanged. What should be the answer? So you have already seen the answer, I know, but yes, that's correct. So here the correct answer will be it turns red. So turning red, that is option number A is the correct answer. Now there are important points. So let's proceed with it. What happened? Yeah. So acid release hydrogen ions in aqueous solution and turns blue litmus red. Basis turns red litmus blue. That's mentioned here. So vinegar contains 5 to 8% of ethanoic acid, which turns blue litmus paper red. Okay, next. Bauxite is the principal mineral ore utilized for the large-scale industrial extractions of which metallic element? Should it be iron? Will it be copper, zinc, or aluminium? So your 4 options. What should be the answer? So obviously, Utkarsh and Ankita, both of you are correct. Bauxite, it can be linked with the aluminium. So D is the correct answer. So principal ore of aluminium consists of hydrated aluminum oxide, and it is Al2O3. So Al2O3.2S2O, that's the formula. If I'll talk about the process, that is Baer and Hall-Herold process. It is refined to alumina and then electrolytically reduced to pure aluminum metal. Hematite is the iron ore, copper pyrites is the ore for the copper, and calamine is the zinc ore. Now guys, Osterwald process, right? Bayer's process. These questions are also asked. So Bayer's process is used for the extraction of water and so on. So that's why in the explanation I'm not leaving anything. After the class, please, you can take this PDF. So from where you will find this PDF? You can either take it from the Oliveboard's platform, or also you can take it from the Telegram. One more thing, guys. In order to give these type of tests, if you want to give topic wise test, you can just type the Oliveboard on Google. The first link that pops up, that is of Oliveboard only. Now when you will click on it, here you will find the tests. So I'll just show you. These are the tests here. So these are the test, PYPs plus live test. So for whatsoever examination you're preparing, let's say you're preparing for SSC, and in the SSC also, let's say you're preparing for SSC CGL. So guys, here you'll find all those courses, but here in the test section, so you'll click on SSC CGL tier 1. Here these are the tests which are present. You can actually give any of the tests. Topic wise test and sectional test, GK test, all those tests are there. So if you want to go with the topic test, you can also go with the topic test. See, quantitative aptitude, number system. So that's for the from the quant part. You can actually choose your subject and you can give those tests. Fine. I've already shown you the GK test. So you can go with any of the tests that are present. So these are the quant tests. You can go with the GK test as well. Every test is present. You can go with it. Okay, next. Now the question is, which strong ordered sulfur compound is intentionally blended into orderless LPG cooking gas cylinders to easily detect the leakages? It's very common that by mistake, if we keep the knob open of that gas stove, we feel some sort of smell, which lets us know, oh, so the LPG is leaking here. So guys, which among us following is that option that is helping in that detection? So is it methane gas? Is it carbon monoxide? Is it ethyl mercaptan, or is it hydrogen sulfide? Hydrogen sulfide smell is just like of rotten egg smell, right? So Ankita is going with option number A. Ankita, are you seriously going with option number A? Please check it once. Utkarsh, what should be your answer? I guess you all can give this answer easily. So waiting for the answer, please. No one. Okay, so this is the easiest question. I thought so. You could have given this answer, but it's okay. So yeah, now you're correct. So Utkarsh is going with option number C. So no, you're not guessing it. That's correct answer. It's ethyl mercaptan basically. So see, your LPG, it is liquefied petroleum gas that's made up of butane, propane and all, but it is odorless. There is no such smell. But in order to detect the leakages, that smell is actually coming because of the addition of this particular part, it is ethyl mercaptan. So now Ankita and Utkarsh, both of you are correct. It's ethyl mercaptan that is giving you the smell. So see, LPG, that is liquefied petroleum gas, it's the combination of propane and butane, which is naturally completely odorless and invisible. So for the same reason, we need to add C2H5OH, sorry, C2H5SH, that is ethyl mercaptan, which is added in the small quantities as a safety odorant. Okay, next. Which allotrope of carbon is a good electrical conductor due to the presence of free delocalized pi electrons in its hexagonal layer structure? Guys, when this question is asked, it feels like, oh, it's quite complex, right? But if my basics are clear, I can take with any of the answer. Just tell me, which of the following option has hexagonal layer? Which one? Sir, it's the graphite that has hexagonal layer, right? For the diamond, that's tetrahedral. What is it? For the diamond, it's tetrahedral. Correct? And for the fullerene, guys, that's a cage-like structure. For the fullerene, it's the cage-like structure. And guys, here obviously graphite will be the correct answer. And graphite is a non-metal, no doubt, but it's also a good conductor of electricity. In short, yes, graphite is the correct answer. So in graphite, each carbon atom bonds with three adjacent carbons, leaving one free delocalized electron per carbon. Delocalized electrons move freely between the hexagonal carbon layers, making graphite a good conductor of electricity. And diamond, that is, it has no free electrons and is an electrical insulator. Diamond is also the hardest substance. Okay, next. What is the normal physiological pH range of human arterial blood under healthy homeostatic conditions? Guys, these lines just makes the question complex, but it directly wants to know what is the pH value of blood. In examination, just remember you are aware of everything. These things are just making the things complex. Just keep your mind stable there. It's simply asking what is the pH value of blood. So the pH value of blood is slightly basic, which means it's above 7 and it's 7.4 basically. So 7.35 to 7.45, slightly alkaline, that is option number B is the correct answer. Both of you are correct, right? Okay. Then, so human arterial blood pH is strictly maintained between 7.35 and 7.45. Talking about the buffer capacity, regulated primarily by carbonic acid bicarbonate buffer system, and pH below 7.35 causes acidosis, pH above 7.45 causes alkalosis. So you can link it with the acidic part, which is below 7, and the basic part that is above 7. Okay, done. Next. Which oxide of nitrogen is popularly is popular under the common name laughing gas and utilized as a mild anesthetic in minor surgery? So guys, that will be N2O, that is nitrous oxide. So nitrous oxide, that is option number C is the correct answer. So it's a colorless non-flammable gas with the sweetish odor. So it induces euphoria and mild analgesic anesthetic effects upon inhalation. So it was discovered by Joseph Priestley in 1772. Year is not important, but person is important, and this was used in dentistry. Right? Next. What is the chemical name and chemical formula of slaked lime formed when water reacts vigorously with quicklime? That is CaO. So you have four options. What do you think should be the correct answer? And I guess you all can give this answer easily. What should be the correct answer, guys? So Utkarsh is going with D. Ankita is also going with D. Both of you are correct. So guys, calcium hydroxide is the correct answer. So that's the reaction. Calcium oxide reacts exothermically with water. That's CaO plus H2O will give you CaOH whole twice plus heat. So chemically, calcium hydroxide, that's used for whitewashing the walls, soil acidity neutralization, and water softening. Correct. Next. Which eukaryotic cell organelle is designated as the powerhouse of the cell because it synthesizes ATP energy molecules via cellular respiration? Guys, this is the easiest one, and we all know the energy's production is done in mitochondria. That's 2 in the form of ATP. The full form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. So obviously here mitochondria is the correct answer. Ribosomes are the protein factories. Golgi apparatus is helping in the intercellular transportation, and endoplasmic reticulum helps in the generation of the lipids and as well as the proteins. Correct. Next, bleeding gums, delayed wound healing, skin spot, hemorrhages, and joint pain are characteristic symptoms of deficiency of which vitamin? So vitamin A is linked with, I'll just write the chemical names for better understanding. Please answer by that time. So the chemical name of vitamin A is retinol, right? Just link it with the retin. That is, I'm talking about retina. That's linked with the eye. Guys, vitamin B2's deficiency leads to pernicious anemia. Pernicious anemia, and for its proper functioning, we need cobalt. Its chemical name is cyanocobalamin. Vitamin C, whose chemical name is ascorbic acid, deficiency of vitamin C leads to scurvy, and that is what bleeding of gums is. So, Utkarsh, you are 100% correct. Vitamin C is the correct answer. What about K? Its chemical name is naphthaquinone or phylloquinone, and that helps in the blood clotting. Right. So, that's done again. Cool. Proceeding further. So, vitamin C is the correct answer. Next, which specific human blood group is universally designated as the universal donor because its RBCs lack A, B, and Rh surface antigens? Is it O negative, AB positive, O positive, or A negative? Universal donor. So AB positive cannot be the answer. It's the universal acceptor. So in this case, O negative will be the answer because O negative can donate the blood to all the positive and negative ones, but O positive can only donate the blood to the positive ones. So yes, O negative is the correct answer. Next, which vascular tissue in the plants is responsible for the transportation of water and dissolved soil minerals unidirectionally upwards from the roots to the leaves? So from xylem, you can link it with water. So xylem is that tissue. Next. So xylem is the non-living vascular tissue consisting of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fibers. Inability to see clearly in the dim light or during night time, that is night blindness or nyctolepia, is caused by deficiency of which vitamin? Retin can be linked with retina, right? Retinol. So that's the vitamin A. And for this, you can have carrot, you can have spinach, and all those beta carotene foods. So option number is the correct answer. Next, which gaseous byproducts is released into the Earth's atmosphere during the light-dependent reactions of plant photosynthesis? Is it carbon dioxide, nitrogen gas, oxygen gas, or methane? Guys, most of the candidates get wrong here, but I just want that you people might be correct. So what should be the correct answer here? Guys, please do not give the wrong answer. Wrong answer, wrong answer. I knew it will be wrong. So Utkarsh, for the same reason I'm standing here, in order to make this very, very clear, guys, oxygen is actually the waste for this particular process, and for us, we are using their waste. So oxygen is the byproduct there, and we are using it. That's why the answer will be oxygen. No worries, it's totally okay. It's totally okay, Utkarsh. It's totally okay, Ankita. Anyone can go wrong. I was also the student. So there's a line na क्योंकि सास भी कभी बहू थी. So I can totally understand. So for this case, carbon dioxide won't be the answer because carbon dioxide is used there, but oxygen is a waste there. And yes, so which gaseous byproduct is released into the Earth's atmosphere? That's the oxygen. Is it okay, both of you? Okay. Next. So that's the reaction. CO2 was used and CO and oxygen was released. Next. What is the microscopic basic structural functional excretory filtration unit of the human kidney? That's very basic. So it will be nephron. Do not go with neuron because neuron is the part of nervous system. Correct? Okay. Next. Which organ in the human body secretes insulin hormone from its beta cells to regulate blood glucose homeostasis? Your four options. Answer please. So which organ in the human body secretes insulin hormone from its beta cells to regulate blood glucose homeostasis? So guys, the answer will be pancreas, which is also known as the compound gland. The reason is because it can release the hormone as well as the enzyme. And for the hormones, we can go with the isolate of Langerhans of the pancreas. Alpha cells secretes glucagon, which increases the glucose level. Beta cells manage the glucose by taking it down, and then we have somatostatin there, right? So here pancreas is the answer, it's not the thyroid gland. So for the insulin part, please remember the answer will be pancreas. Okay, thyroid gland generates the thyroxine, and for the generation of the thyroxine we need the proper amount of iodine. If iodine is not there, uh, there will be the swelling in this area, and that's known as goiter. Liver is the one that secretes the bile juice which is stored in the gallbladder. And what about adrenal? So adrenal gland is the one which actually generates the adrenaline and noradrenaline hormones, that is epinephrine, norepinephrine, which is above kidney. So this gland is above kidney. So the answer was option number A. So it's the time to go with the homework question now, and the homework question is in front of you. The question is, which gas is evolved when active metals such as zinc or iron react with the dilute HCl? So is it oxygen gas, chlorine gas, carbon dioxide gas, or hydrogen gas? So I'll request every one of you to please comment after the class, and also please let me know, are you liking this session? Should we continue the same series or should we make any change in the series? I want to know this in the comment section. And I can promise you one thing, guys, if you are regular with these sessions, you will find the maximum questions directly from this part, and this is the thing that I'm telling you from my experience. You can just check my previous lectures, and also you'll just find the comment section which is filled with the candidates who will actually tell you. So all those questions which I discussed in RRB JE part and RRB ALP part previously, yes, this is the real scenario, this is the level of ALP, and similarly the questions might be asked in the all the SSC examinations as well. So thank you guys. And one more thing, Utkarsh, thank you for commenting there. And apart from Utkarsh, I'll request everyone to please start commenting the answers, and also please ask your doubts so that in the next class when I'll come up with your doubts, I'll resolve them and then continue the series. So that's all. Now guys, today is Friday. So now we'll meet on the next Monday. So these sessions are aligned from Monday to Friday at 12. So now our next class will be on Monday. That is on coming Monday. We'll join at sharp at 12. So thank you guys. Thank you. Love you all. Please take care. Jai Hind.